Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Summer. So in today's video I want to talk about this thing that has really come to my mind, and as always, like I say, if there's something out there and I feel like there's nothing to learn out of it or there's no message in it, I don't talk about it. Because if it's just talking for the sake of talking, then it's just gossip. But if we discuss these topics because there are some points that we're picking out of it, there are some information that are there for us to learn from, there are messages that are there for for us to share. That is what I call content personally, right? Now I want to speak on, a lot of people would have known when there was a video that went viral that Regina Daniels bought a laptop for one of the children of Nwoko. And for anyone that does not know, Nwoko is a Nigerian guy that is married to, he had married several times before, so he has children from different women, and this is his youngest wife, right? That is called Regina Daniels. So, and he bought this laptop for this boy. This boy is a young teenager anyways, and this boy was crying, and I remember saying to myself, this man's, he claims to be, well, there was a post where he himself, the man himself, said that he's one of the richest people in Africa. He volunteered this, nobody asked him, he volunteered this information. So, and he's always tagged billionaire, 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 okay, right? And don't ask me what he does. People say he's an international lawyer. I have done my research. I can't find his firm, I can't find his law firm, anything, anywhere. There's nobody right now that can tell you what this man does for a living as we speak, okay? But anyways, so this son of a billionaire, his youngest wife gave him a laptop, and this boy cried like a baby. He's a teenager. He was crying, and that threw me off. I'm not a billionaire, right? And none of my own children, maybe my children are not grateful enough. None of my own children have ever cried when I bought them a laptop. Never. Because it's not a big deal. None of my kids got emotional because of a laptop. It's a necessity these days. It's one of those things that are whatever, right? But then to imagine that the so-called billionaire's child was crying, that cry was a cry of, this is too big for me to receive. Like he never expected we get such a thing. This is the billionaire's child. Guys, really listen to this. This is a billionaire's child, right? How much is a laptop? If you want to buy, for example, even Apple, what's it called, MacBook. There's MacBook for $1,500, dollars. But when I picture that boy crying, it's not just this boy crying for a laptop, a whole billionaire's child. And then Christmas time, another post went viral that his new wife, he paid $50,000 into her account as her, I think maybe Christmas present or whatever, and it went viral. This is what she posted. Another thing I say is, I don't understand the day and age where we are, where your husband gives you money into your account as Christmas gift and then you share it. What is the purpose of that? I don't know. Is it pepper them thing? Or what is it? I don't understand this new word. Anyways, and then he says, this is what he says: thank you, baby. Even if I'm just home, Christmas is lit. So it shows that it's Christmas gift. And then the amount is $50,000. So this man will give his wife $50,000, and yet his son does not have a laptop. So I'm not saying the man should not love his wife, but I want to speak on the area of, may God keep women alive to raise their children. I got a bit emotional. I get easily emotional, don't I? The same way I easily laugh, the same way I easily get emotional. Because why I got a bit emotional? Because I just thought about, children that maybe I just thought about children that suffer because of the absence of their mother. That shouldn't be happening. I made a video where I explained before that, for example, when I do charity or I want to help people, wherever, I typically help women. Because I have learned over the years of my life. I grew up in a house where, my parents broke up. And for those that do not know, my parents broke up. And when I say I come from a broken home, they broke up when I was little. And by the time they got back together 10 years after, my father had already remarried. So by the time my mother came back, they became two wives. So if I say I grew up in a broken home, by the time they got back together, all of what had already left. When they say flown the nest, So I didn't grow up There was no more growing up for me. I was no longer at home. So I grew up in a broken home. So I really want to emphasize that. My parents later go back together. But I can tell you some of the things that happened when my mother left. The difference is too much. I shared a video here the other day and we all laughed about it. How, you know, my father and one, because he had few women he had tried out, you know, and it didn't work out. He was trying to marry, you know, maybe that was his own kind of courtship, but it didn't work out. So some women came and left. And I remember my father used to buy chicken I don't know if it was every Friday or something. They used to buy it when they coming back from work. And they would, you know, we used to have a piece of this chicken, roasted chicken in those days, you know. We all used to have it, was never whatever. But my parents broke up and this other woman was around. I remember a particular day, I'll never forget it, when they bought this chicken and the story was different. They sat down and they were eating. They were eating and we were waiting forever. In the part, it was not like that. By the time they finished, it was leftover, we were eating. And I saw the big difference between when my mother was around and when another woman was there. There is a difference. May God keep every woman alive to raise their children in Jesus' name. Because, you know why I get very emotional when it comes to children is that I made a video where I say no child asked to be born. The jaga of this life, no child deserves to go through it because they didn't ask to be born. But sometimes they suffer because of the actions of adults. Parents break up and refuse to be cooperative. Mother can decide not to allow the father to have access, refuse to present the child on visitation days or whatever. Because let me tell you, breakup is not the problem. It's how you manage it. You can hate a man or hate a woman as much as you like. Don't bring the children in the equation. Allow the father to the children. Allow mother to the children. Let their lives be as normal as it should be. As normal as possible. I've already said all of those things. And I speak about children being born. Parents that know they have no money. And they keep popping out 10 children, 20 children, 30 children. And yet they have no means to provide for those children. Those children come into this life suffering from the day they enter this life. There are a lot of reasons why children suffer. But I want to focus on the area of the love of a mother. Let me put this out there. Not all men are not all men that are not conscious of the welfare of their children. I have to say it. There are some amazing fathers out there. Let's put it there. There are some amazing fathers that will do even more than a mother would do. But there are a lot of cases where if a mother dies or marriage break up or whatever, and the man is left with the children, their lives will not be the way it would have been if their mother was there. A man giving $50,000 to his new wife when his son is crying for a laptop. When the wife was the one that bought a laptop for that boy, something told me this picture doesn't look good. And that's another thing about sharing a lot on social media. You don't know it, but you're showing people so much about your life that will make people put 2 plus 2 together and get the answers. For the fact that that child did not own a laptop until Regina bought it, it shows that Regina has more money than his mother. It means that Regina is swimming more than the child of a billionaire. A billionaire's child could not have a laptop until a wife bought it for him. So do these children even have, billionaires' children, do they not have big pocket money? Let me ask, are you telling me that billionaires' children do not have their own bank accounts with big billionaires' level of money in the account of these children? Look at Otedola. I've never heard Otedola come out to say he's a billionaire. I've never heard him say it. Or say I personally haven't heard him say it with his own mouth that he's one of the richest people in Africa. I've never heard it. It is Forbes magazine or whatever that are broadcasting that he is this or that. I've never heard him say it by himself. But I cannot imagine Otedola's child cry because of a laptop. Or is it, what's it called now? Or is it Dangote's child that will be crying because of a laptop? The fact that that boy cried about laptop means that that boy cannot even afford. A billionaire's child should have a fat bank account. Laptop is a necessity, not a luxury. If you talk about designer wears, like I said, okay, maybe their father is not raising them with designers or whatever. A laptop is not a luxury, it's a necessity in this 2022, 2021 when it happened. For that boy to have cried, it showed a picture that I found personally very sad. And that particular child, I have seen some of the videos they share here and there. That boy is very quiet, and sometimes I look at him. I'm not going to be when I look at that boy, I don't even see millionaire's child in that boy. But we are seeing a so-called billionaire wife on Regina Daniels. I don't know why. I don't understand it. I just wanted to share this with you guys to show how a so-called billionaire, his son can be crying for ordinary laptop. His son can, and then his wife is getting $50,000 as a Christmas present. Do you know how many laptops $50,000 would buy? So then you're wondering, you understand? At the end of the day, the main message then that I want people to take out of this, if you're one of those people that help families or help people back home in Nigeria, I want to use this as an example to teach you guys, learn what it is to empower women. Because most women will not let their children suffer. You think Regina Daniels' child will be crying about laptop? It will not happen. It will not happen. You think Regina Daniels' child will cry about it will not happen. Because she will look after her own child regardless. You understand? You see, if you give a man money in Nigeria, he may use it to go and chase girlfriend. He may use it to go and drink tombo, alcohol, or whatever. But if you give to a woman, you are guaranteed that the children will eat. Typically, there are few women that are not very good motherly mothers, though. So let's not forget. But I'm saying, in most cases, once you give help to a woman, you are enriching generations unborn. When you empower a woman, you have empowered all her children. But you can empower a man. I shared a video here how a non-government organization gave a man money in northern Nigeria to help him out of poverty because he had 8 children. What did the man do? He used the money to go and marry another wife. They became 2 wives. The money they gave him to manage the children he already had, he used it to go and. But if it's a woman, how often will you hear that a woman that is poor, you gave her money, she will leave children's school fees, food, and the necessities, and go and use it to marry another man? It rarely ever happens. Will you ever hear that a woman would leave her child without a laptop and give her a new husband $50,000? It's unlikely. Think about a lot of single mothers how they carry their children on their head and provide for their children. In short, when they're even dating a new man, they'll be using the man's money to look after their children. You will rarely hear that they will not use the money that they're supposed to use to care for their children to be sponsoring one new boyfriend or new husband. Or it doesn't happen that way. The message I want you to get out of this, for those of I made videos about those of us that are living abroad, that sometimes you want to help people back home or whatever. I want to use this to show you why it is important that when you want to help women, because when you help a woman, you have helped her whole family. I can guarantee you that. That is the message I want you to focus here. Like the NGO that went and gave that money to that a man with 8 children, and they made a mistake. They should have given it to his wife. That is the message I want, because I know a lot of people that are living abroad that are trying to empower people back home or help family members back home. I want to use this as an example to show you why it is important to prioritize helping mothers. Because when you help a mother, you have definitely helped her children. That's basically the message that I want to bring out of this, to show you how a man that can give $50,000 to his new wife for only Christmas present, or we're not talking about her birthday or during the week or whatever, doing whatever, and then his son is crying for a laptop, just for you to see the massive contrast. And I really hope you take this message home. Anyways, I wanted to come here and quickly share that with you guys. As always, whatever your opinions are, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And with that, I'm going to say thank you for watching. Until the next time, guys. Bye-bye. Bye.